Yo, what's up everybody? So to cut right to the chase, today I'll be explaining the basics of Nen and diving deeper into the various categories of Nen as well as usage in later videos. So one of the first terms to know, and I'd say one of the most important terms to know, is aura. Aura in the series is explained as an energy every being has that constantly leaks, being released from the top portion of your head. And Nen is the ability to manipulate that flow of aura being released throughout the aura nodes in your body. Now, in most cases, manually controlling aura nodes is learned through extensive training and meditation. But there exists an alternative method known as Nen initiation. Now, while being a method a lot faster than the alternative, it's equally as dangerous. Commonly referred to as an attack, it forcefully releases the aura nodes of the student. And if done incorrectly or by someone with malicious intent, can result in serious damage and or death.
Eyes off!
Now, as far as the Hunters Association, they're adamant about keeping Nen under wraps, because if it did become public knowledge, it could lead to a lot of serious problems. Therefore, to learn how to use Nen, it's pretty much a requirement to pass the Hunter's exam. Learning how to control the flow of aura is only the first step in actually understanding the world of Nen, as there are 4 basic principles that are a necessity. The first of these principles, known as Ten, is the ability to keep your aura nodes open, but maintain the aura flow surrounding the body. It's explained by Gon as the feeling of warm water surrounding the body. Mastering Ten is important as it's the base of protection against Nen attacks charged with emotions, as well as decreasing the aging process. Now, while it's the base of protection against malicious attacks, it's not very good with physical or Nen charged attacks. Next up is Zetsu. Now, if you think about Ten as the maintained aura flow around the body, Zetsu is the complete opposite. It's explained by Wing as the closing of aura nodes altogether, effectively stopping the flow of aura. Now, you may be thinking, why would anybody want to do this? And it's mainly useful for when being tracked or tracking an opponent, as they won't be able to sense your Nen. But if the user has a particularly powerful Nen presence, other Nen users will almost certainly sense the disappearance, essentially putting a target on your back. And although it can be used to cure exhaustion, it's not recommended as it leaves the user completely defenseless against any Nen attacks. The next principle is Ren. Ren is the principle that pretty much allows the user to boost the output of aura, enhancing strength as well as durability. It's also used to increase the amount of aura capable of being used for other techniques that require Nen. Now, for non-Nen users, Ren can be a very dangerous technique, as in some instances it can be emotionally charged. This in a malicious state is known as bloodlust, and it has the capability of killing a person not protecting themselves with Ten. Think of it as a key flex, but only it's powerful enough to kill a human being. Now, the last of these principles is known as Hatsu. Hatsu can be thought of the meat and potatoes of the 4 principles, as it's essentially the projection of aura that creates a user's Nen ability. These abilities can range from a substance that has both the properties of rubber and gum to a giant statue with 100 arms. Now, it's worth mentioning that a Nen ability isn't learned right away, as it takes a certain skill level to become adept enough in even learning the basic principles. Now, in moving on to the advanced applications of these principles, the first up is Een. Een is an advanced application of Zetsu, effectively hiding the user's Nen from all 5 senses. One example of this is when Kurapika traps Uvogin with his chains using Een to hide them. Now, this technique may sound a little bit overpowered, but that's where Gyo comes into play. Gyo, the advanced version of Ren, is centered around focusing a piece of the Nen user's aura in a specific part of their body. Mostly focused in their eyes, it's the direct counter to Een, allowing them to see any hidden Nen. Now, in following the trend of aura extension, next up is Shu. Shu, being an advanced version of Ten, allows the user to project their Nen onto another object, such as weapons or even toy tops. Now, this technique can be very useful, as enshrouding that object with the user's Nen enables that object to hit with the force of the Nen user. Following the base techniques comes something I like to call the advanced techniques. I call them that because they use a combination of both the advanced and base techniques. Combining Gyo, Zetsu, Hatsu, Ten, and Ren is focusing all the user's aura into one specific body part. Ren used to increase the user's aura, Zetsu to halt all other aura flow, Ten to keep it concentrated, and Gyo to focus it into that body part. This technique is the basis for Gon's Jonken Rock. Following Ko comes En, an advanced combination of both Ren and Ten. Ren to expand the aura and Ten to give the aura its shape. En is used to increase the user's senses within the radius. Most Nen users can only extend their range to about 2 meters, but an Nen master like Neferpito is able to extend his range to 2.2 kilometers. Last on the list is Ryu, and honestly out of all the other techniques I'd say is the most confusing. Ryu works very similarly to Ko and Gyo in terms of distribution of aura throughout certain parts of the body, but the difference is it relies on percentage values. Let me explain. So if Ko applies 100% to a specific body part, and Ken strengthens defense evenly around the body, Ryu can give 30% of the power to the legs and the rest of the body maintains that 70% for defense. Essentially it takes the all or nothing rules off the previous techniques and allows the user to apply power as needed. So that wraps up both basic principles as well as advanced applications of Nen. I hope I can help you to understand Nen as a power system at least a little bit better, and next video I'm going to be diving into the water divination test and Nen types. So as always, if you have a topic you'd like to see me cover, drop a comment, and I hope you all have a beautiful day. I'm out.